Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another client success interview. We have a very special guest today, probably one of my favorite interviews that we'll do. Jose Gallegos is a really good friend of mine. We go way, way, way back, and he's a student that has seen massive success and a huge internal transformation over the last 12 months. Now, one thing I want to say is Jose was actually my first student ever inside of PTBI. And let me actually back it up before then. So I actually knew Jose. We're friends from hometown. We used to see each other in the gym. I met him back in 2015. So I've known him for about 6 years now. And every time I would go home, I would see him in the gym. And, I would be progressing a little bit further in my business and in my journey. He would be, I really didn't know where he was. He can tell you. But eventually in 2019 to 2020, I went home and I saw Jose. And I saw he was prepping for a bodybuilding show. He had so much passion for fitness. He was always like in the gym. He was always learning about nutrition, and we would work out together. And he would tell me about, what he's learning about. He would tell me about that he wants to help people. And I asked him, like, what are you doing, right? And at the time he was delivering paper towels to the gym. And there's a couple times where I would be in the gym and I'd be like, "Yo, dude, what are you doing here?" He's like, "I'm on a delivery." And I'm like, damn, this guy deserves so much better because he has the skills, he has the passion, he has the knowledge to help people, but he's just stuck. And so that actually inspired me to create the PTBI course. I had Jose in my mind while I was creating the course, and he was the first person to buy it. I sold it to him for $500 because I said, let's just see how this thing goes. And 12 months later, this dude is living his dream life. He quit his job. He moved down to San Diego. He's, making more than enough money to, be happy. He's hiring an assistant coach. He's like really, really crushing it. So I just want to welcome Jose because he's really the reason why PTBI is even around. So Jose, dude, welcome, man. I would love for you to share your story from start to finish, or, we can go ahead and dive right into it.
Yeah, man, that was a fire ass intro, man. Dude, I mean, Zach's pretty much right. Like when I was doing fitness, man, I always wanted to help people. I just didn't know how to do it, right? And I was always in the gym. I was always working out, and I was always sharing like tips and tricks with people. But I never knew how to just kind of get a business going or anything like that. And I never knew where to start. So I took, just the regular route. Okay, I'm gonna go get certified by NASM, and then, I'm gonna have, clients coming in, dude. And I ended up getting certified by NASM. I started working at Gold's Gym right after I quit Mission, which he mentioned. So take a little step back. I was working for Mission Linen, so I was delivering like paper towels, linen. Absolutely hated that job, man. I was working like 10 to 12 hours a day. And then the rest of the time was just kind of studying, working out. And I didn't want to be there. I just knew I didn't want to be there. I just didn't know how to get out. I always felt stuck. And after that, I started working with Zach as an assistant coach. So he came, I think it was when you came to town, right? That's when we were working out together.
Mhm.
Um, he offered me that position. And to me, that was a big gateway. I was able to see how he was able to kind of, get clients and run a business. And it really opened my eyes to the opportunity that was really out there that I had no idea of. So, after that, I actually got laid off because of COVID, and that's when I started working under you. During that time, I started signing clients. I had clients under me. Michelin called me back. They're like, "Hey, dude, you can go back to work." I ended up going back for 3 days. I went for 3 days. The first day was absolutely horrible. I hated it. The second day, I was just working endless hours, and that third day, I went in, and it was just a whole bunch of stuff that was going on. There and then, I was like, you know what, dude, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. So I clocked in for, I think it was like an hour and a half. After that, I just went up to my manager. I was like, "Hey, dude, look," I was like, "Thank you for bringing me back. This is, you guys provide me with a lot of learning, but you know what, this just isn't for me." So there and then I just decided to quit on the spot. Um, After that, I got a job at Gold's Gym, and I was working part-time, and then I was doing assistant coach on the side, still picking up clients. And, I saw that in person. It wasn't it for me, man. Although you could like get to know people in person, it doesn't cover the whole aspect. You see people for 30 minutes to an hour, and then that's it. You don't get to talk to them. You don't get to see how they're doing, along with their day, which is where most people get results. So I just knew it wasn't for me. And, working with you and working under you, I slowly started picking up traction. I learned how to go about it. And I just put my back against the wall, dude. I came out here, visited for 3 days. I saw you and your friends just talking about business, and you guys just blew my mind. Like, I was like, okay. I was like, I got to move out here. I got to be around this kind of people that, know what it takes to be successful, know what it takes to run a business. And, you know, they're just a good environment to be around. So I think it was my second day here. I just decided to move out to San Diego, man. I was like, all right. I was like, I'm moving out here. And I moved out here, just put my back against the wall and just started grinding, man. I think it was after like a month, you were like, hey, man, you know what? Like, you're an amazing coach. I want you to kind of branch off and do your own thing. So I decided to branch off, do my own thing. I started my own company. With that being said, I mean, I just kept growing and growing. I haven't dropped under 30 clients since I started this. I've been there. So I've been consistently growing, and, it got to the point where, I had to bring an assistant coach. So for me right now, that's probably one of the biggest things that just kind of is mind-boggling to me. I'm providing somebody the opportunity that you provided me. It's just that way out of Salinas, is that way out of that kind of trap mentality of like, there's not enough to go around, because, coming from a small town, you don't get a lot of people that want to help you and want to see you grow. It's a little bit, more negative in a way. So, that's kind of where I'm at now, man. I'm scaling the business, and, I'm stoked, man. I'm living in San Diego. I'm living my best life. I have amazing friends. I have amazing work. I get to wake up at whatever time I want. And I get to help people for a living. Like, damn, man.
Yeah, I love it. I will say, because I know, like, I personally know where you come from. What does it feel like to look back at your life just last year? Because just last year you were still working for Mission, or kind of in between with in-person coaching. Like, what does it look like to see how fucking much your life has changed in such a short amount of time? Like, do you even recognize the person you were 12 months ago?
Hell no, man. No, dude. 12 months ago, dude, I don't even share this law, man, but like through that time, I was going through like the whole binging after a show. Dude, I was super depressed, man. I honestly just kind of hated my life. And I look back at it now and I was like, dude, like, holy crap, like complete 180, man. And honestly, like, I'm just grateful to be here.
Yeah, I will say you have surprised me over and over and over and over again, because you have taken risks and jumps that I wouldn't have expected you to take, right? Like quitting your job and moving down here, that's a risk and jump that I really didn't expect you to take. So what was it like looking at that decision and being like, okay, here are my pros and cons? Because obviously, you were rooted in Salinas. Your family was there, your friends were there. That's all you've ever known. And here's this opportunity in San Diego. So what was the decision behind making that jump and going all in on the business?
Dude, I mean, I think the biggest thing with me was just being out here for that day and seeing you guys conversate about business and how you're going to grow your business. I I hadn't experienced that in Salinas ever, man. I had one friend that, did pretty well for himself, but it was never like, okay, I'm going to increase it to this, this, and this. It was always like, I want to hit this again. And it just kind of showed me like in terms of opportunity, I had way more out here than I had out there. And to me, I mean, this, my biggest goal is to retire my dad.
Mhm.
And I knew I had to really just put my back against the wall because I know myself, man. I know if I stay comfortable, I'm not going to go anywhere. And those risks that you're saying, man, like I didn't see myself taking them either. And that's exactly why I took them,
Mhm.
because I knew if I stayed where I was at, like it just wasn't going to happen. I had to change something absolutely, like just completely take a dive. And that's just what I did, man. I said, you know what, I'm going all in.
I love it. Just to give you guys some context and backstory about this from my perspective, we got Jose in on the program. He paid $500 for the course. That was like the first sale ever, before what it was today. And he went through the course. He started implementing, and I saw him growing. But eventually, I needed help, so I hired him on as an assistant coach, and he was assistant coaching for me for a while. But there was a moment there where he was just like, you know what, I feel a little bit unmotivated. I feel like it's stuck. I said, you know what, Jose, come down and visit me for 3 days in San Diego. You'll get inspired. And I honestly wasn't thinking anything of it. I was honestly just thinking that he would get motivated, he'd go back home and, have the juices flowing a little bit. He stayed on my couch for 3 days and the dude didn't leave. Right. By day 2, he was like, I'm staying, I'm moving down here. I'm going to do whatever it takes. Like, I'm like, and I'm like, okay, like, all right, that's awesome. 2 weeks later, he lives right down the street from me. So he made it happen. So that's what we were talking about there in that story. But also too, one of the beautiful things about Jose is that he had so much passion with fitness coaching that I said, dude, while my focus is on PTBI, I need you to focus on your own business because you deserve your own business. And so I actually let him go. Now he's thriving under his own vision and his own passion, which it's absolutely beautiful to see. But what's crazy is now Jose has hired his own assistant coach under him. So Jose, what does it feel like to now be in the same position that I was in last year, that you were able to give the opportunity to someone else now? Like, what does that feel like?
Dude, it's humbling and it's a lot to take in, right? Because when I wake up in the morning, I know I'm not just showing up for myself. Like, I know there's somebody else relying on me now, and it's up to me to show up to help this person grow and give them the opportunity to get out of the spot I was at, man. It's like, if I'm living this life now, why can't he do it as well?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like that's the biggest thing you've implemented into every single one of us, man, is like, you know what, like there's nothing that makes, there's nothing that makes it special. It's just the work and the choices you're doing, right? Just like you created, your fitness company and now it's PTBI, like somebody else can do that as well, as long as they're willing to put in the work and they have the drive to do it. And it's mind boggling, bro. That's all I can really say. It's very humbling. And honestly, I'm just grateful for the opportunity to be able to do that for somebody else.
I love it, man. Do you eventually want to move your assistant coach down here?
Dude, yeah, I already told him.
Yeah.
I told him, I was like, dude, I was like, my goal is to get you full time in less than 2 months, and then if you want to move out here, you can move out here and just, just come hang out with us.
I love it. I love it. So I know you were doing some in-person coaching. You were like actually like you took a pretty traditional route that most coaches take: get a certification through NASM and then go work at a gym. And you work at a pretty popular gym, Gold's Gym. What was that experience like? Like, yeah, just let me know.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I actually didn't do too much in person. I did one session of in person, man, and then I think that was the day before I left to San Diego. So that first session I got, it was cool, but it really wasn't me, man. And then when I came out to San Diego and I saw everybody else doing this, I was like, okay, this is what it is for me. You feel me?
Yeah.
And for me, it's because I personally like to take care of my clients like all around, right? Because I know it's more of a mindset work, right? So in person doesn't allow you to do that.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't allow you to like dig into like what's really going on with their nutrition and fitness, like online does, because I can text them at all times of the day and be like, yo, what's going on? How are you doing? And just have these different conversations that I would never have in person, you know? So I did that one session, and then after that, it was just, fully online. And honestly, like at first I would tell myself like, you know what, like I want to be in person, I want to have that experience. But honestly, like being online and doing what I do now and seeing how much more in depth I can go with my clients, I think for me, online is just the way to go.
Absolutely. No, I totally agree. I think online's the way to go for sure. When you were getting started, man, were there any doubts that this would ever work? Like, did you ever have moments where, you were looking at the edge of the cliff thinking, man, is this even going to work? Is this even going to pay out? Or did you have any of those moments?
100%, man. I still have them now, but it doesn't stop me. You know what I
Dude,
mean?
they don't stop. It
Don't
doesn't
stop,
ever
dude.
stop. Yeah. It doesn't ever stop. But what has been the main thing that's helped you grow your business?
I think just the mindset work, man. Just allowing myself, and you say this too, right? So it's allowing myself to step into this like new character that I'm building. So even though I'm kind of nervous and I don't know if it's gonna work out or not, I'm just like, cool. Like I just got to do the work, and everything else is gonna play out by itself. If it doesn't work out, dude, I've learned all these skills and all these things that I have in myself that I can take on to something else. You know what I mean? Like I'm never gonna work for anybody else again because I've already built myself.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing to say, to know that you'll never go work for someone else. Like, what does that mean? Like, when you say that you'll never go work for someone else again, what does that even mean?
Dude, I just love this freedom. So like being able to wake up and like, live my life how I choose to, I'm not willing to give that up, And it was funny because I was talking to Mario about my assistant coach, and my assistant coach actually like works at a prison right now. And I was talking about like how much he's making a month, and I was like, yeah, but he's got amazing benefits. And Mario was like, so is freedom.
Yeah.
And like, and that hit me that much harder because I was like, dude, you're right. Like, I'm willing to take all the risk and all this stress to be able to live the life I want to live, right? Not in the hands of somebody else. Because at the end of the day, man, when I was working at Mission, these guys laid me off and they didn't even care. They're like, cool, just go do your own thing, man. They never cared about anybody. They was just like, all right, are we making money, right? And I'm not willing to put my life in somebody else's hands anymore. Like, cool. I know I'll show up for myself. So guess what? I'm going to show up for myself.
Yeah. What's your favorite part about coaching?
Dude, just getting to know the people and watching them flourish, man. Like I actually talked about it on my story today. When it comes to like nutrition and training, dude, it's a pillar to our life. Like once you start taking care of your nutrition and health and you start, looking better, you're more confident. So guess what? That cascades into the rest of your life. Like I had one of my clients, man, like they absolutely hated their life. They hated their job. They weren't even happy. They ended up getting like a whole raise in their job. They ended up getting like more respect from the people around them. They started becoming happier. They were just kind of flourishing. And another one of my clients, man, like when I first started working with him, like deep depression. Now, absolutely loves life, man. He's flourishing. He's moving to LA. Like, dude, like to me, that's like, wow.
Yeah.
Like I saw this guy go from, point A to point B, and like he just became this amazing person. And I think you can see that with every single one of your clients, man.
So here's an interesting thing that I have to ask, right? Because I remember when you were first getting started, I would watch your Instagram stories and I would cringe with you because I'm like, I can tell that this guy is so nervous creating these videos and creating this content. And I can tell that if this is so not him, but he's forcing himself to do it, right? But looking back on it now, wouldn't you think that holding yourself back and stopping the judgment from other people would actually hold you back from helping people too?
Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. And that came down to, like you mentioned, man, I was holding these people to a pedestal, man. I was holding myself back because I was worried about what they were gonna say, right? Not the people that I was helping was gonna say, right? And the people that needed my help, like they don't care, man. They just want me to show up and help them.
Yeah. So yeah, let's talk about that change in perspective. Just to give you guys a little bit of context. Jose is talking about imposter syndrome, also talking about, outward judgment, fear of judgment. And so whenever he would show up online, he would be afraid of what other people were going to think and people who were, above him were going to think. But now he sees that by not showing up, you're actually doing your community and doing your ideal clients a disservice by not being there to help them. Right. So what is your perspective on it now versus what it was when it first started?
Yeah, man. I mean, I told you, I'll always remember this walk, right? So this is when it really shifted to me. I was down visiting Zach in San Diego, and we were walking down the shore, and I just told him, like, I feel intimidated showing up in my stores and kind of posting, right? And then he asked me, like, who are you showing up for? Like, where is that judgment coming from? And it kind of hit me, man. It came from like the people that I was around, right? Because these guys were amazing coaches. They were years ahead of me. And I was kind of basing it off that. I was worried about what they were going to say and what they were going to tell me. But at the end of the day, they weren't my ideal client. I wasn't trying to help them, right? They were good. So I think once you like really brought that to light, man, it really changed my perspective because again, I wasn't showing up for them. And now I show up for my clients. I show up for the people that actually need it, for the people that are, searching for that help, but aren't willing to reach out for that help. Right. And, that's why I force myself to show up. And that's why I try to show up every single day now, because I know there's people out there that need the help, just like I needed the help, and they're just not willing to go out and tell somebody like, hey, dude, I need help. Please help me.
Yeah.
Right. So it honestly, like after that talk, like my mindset on that just completely shifted.
Yep. And it's paid off for you big time now. Kind of piggybacking off of that, what do you think was the biggest challenge that you had when it came to getting started? Was it, creating content? Was it generating leads? Was it sales? Was it, building out programs? Where did you feel like the biggest challenge was when you were growing into this?
Honestly, it was just showing up. It was showing up, dude. Just getting out there, right? Because once you have people coming in and you have clients, man, you gotta build regardless. The systems come, they're all gonna be done in time. You know what I mean? As a client comes in and they need something, you start building, and then you build on top of that, and then you build on top of that. So that's pretty easy, man. It was just consistently showing up and just kind of getting out of that imposter syndrome, because I mean, it always pops up here and there, man. Like you start feeling like, who am I to teach somebody this? Who am I to do this? But at the end of the day, you still got to show up regardless of how you feel.
Love it. Love it. Now, what's been the biggest success that you've seen since joining PTBI last year?
Dude, I mean, everything, dude. Like, look at my life. I think my life kind of speaks for itself, man. Went from working on a dead end job that I absolutely hated, and dude, honestly, like when I was working there, I was mad every single day. And I still remember I was mad every single day clocking in. And I can't even remember the last time I was mad. Like,
Damn.
I can't. I really can't, dude. I'm enjoying life, although it is like stressful and it is a lot of work. Like, I'm happy.
Mm.
And I think that's the biggest thing I can really say, man. I'm enjoying life the way it should be enjoyed.
I love it. I love it. Any final thoughts or words for the people watching this video?
Dude, biggest thing is just fucking go after it. Like don't hold yourself back. That's what I did for a very long time. I let the judgment of others stop me from actually chasing this. And now that I'm chasing this, I mean, whatever everybody else has to say doesn't really matter, because I'm not there for them. I'm there for myself. I'm there for my clients. I'm there for every single person that needs me. And that's pretty much it, man. Just don't hold yourself back.
Awesome. I love it, man. Thank you so much. We'll wrap it up here. Guys, thank you for checking it out. Catch you in the next one. Peace.
Thank you, guys.